When do you pay somebody?
When
That's my
when you
next
prove
question.
to me that when you prove to me that you can do it more than 1 year as the number one guy.
Hmm.
I mean, last year was his first time being the guy.
But his numbers trended up the whole time.
That's because he was always the number two going into and he went to the number one guy.
But you also have to look at the player's worth to the team. Let's leave the other league players out of this. You have to look at that particular player's worth to your team. His numbers may be trended up league wise over the last year, but you have to look what he's done for our team specifically, which he's been producing. So since he's been in the league, I mean, you can't
Mhm.
deny that. So you have to pay your player based on his worth to your
Accordingly.
team.
Welcome back to another session with the Dennis boys. You got your boy B.
Devo.
EJ,
Hey, welcome back. We took a little break. Vacation was the off season, so we hit y'all with a couple warm up shots, but now it's time to get full swing back into it.
let's do this.
Yes, sir.
hmm Now we're gonna give y'all a camp update and see what these Cowboys been doing. They've been real quiet in this off season, not making a lot of big transactions. But first thing we'll talk about is who's not at camp currently, which is my boy CeeDee Lamb. What y'all think about that contracts dispute he got going on?
I let Dad go first because I mean, of course, y'all know where I stand with it. So you go ahead.
Well, I mean, I personally I didn't think it was gonna take this long to get a man his bag. Shouldn't have taken this long. I'm not sure what the Jones are trying to prove by doing that because it's proven that however long they go, it's going to cost them that much more money. As all these other contracts around the league get
Mm-hmm.
signed, that's making a bigger bag come into to CeeDee. So I'm not sure what purpose was served by doing that. I know we said Jerry Jones said he was all in, but those are not actually indicative of being all in when you're not paying your top players, and he sees everyone else around him at his position, which not too many of can say they're at his position
Mm-hmm.
quality wise. Seeing them get paid, and he's sitting there waiting on his bag. Never a good thing for your top player.
Well, I mean, how I look at it, it's just kind of hard just to reach in your pocket and reach out and give him with Justin Jefferson anything around that number because I mean that's a very high number for a receiver in this league. And if you want to set that kind of bar, I need to see a lot more of this product to pay that kind of money. And I would let him walk personally, but that's just me. I would trade him. I can't see myself just going out and paying this man $30 million a year, and we going off of what one, maybe 2 years of success. I say 1.5. I mean, he had one solidified where he's the number one, but I need to see 2 years of it. And I feel like we always get stuck in that bubble where we just always pay people off of one glorified season.
It is two sides to this. It's two ways to look at this. Now, on the business side, when you got a player asking you for to be the highest paid, we said non-quarterback. I think he said. I think that's what he said, right? This is what y'all heard. He's trying to be the highest non-paid quarterback, I believe. I think that's what Justin Jefferson is currently, I believe.
Right.
So when a player commands that and he up and the numbers justify what he trying to get paid, and you waited and you could have been read them up. You seen this coming. You seen the whole season. You could have read them up during the season.
Could
You know
have.
what I mean? But you wait to this, and guys lining up. What Jamar Chase? He sitting. He at the crib. He chilling. He waiting. You know these
Yeah, I
guys.
mean, but like I said, it is two sides. It can get way worse. But however, I mean, Justin Jefferson is the top guy right now in the league per the numbers. So
Agreed.
I mean, for us, it's a good thing because you can't really see somebody getting paid more at the receiver spot. So that's a good thing. So I would kind of toe the line to see where we can agree to if we can get a little deal out of the situation. But I just, for me, it's hard for me to go and pay him that kind of money just off the basis of 1 year success. And we've seen Justin Jefferson go out and produce more than 1 year as the number one guy.
If you let CeeDee Lamb go, that is tanking the season.
And besides, if you look at the facts, right? The Cowboys contracts, the way they pay their players, you pretty much can see how things are going to play out, which means you got plenty of time to plan for it, especially in situations like Dak. You knew when you gave Dak that first contract that wasn't going to be the last big contract that he had, unless you got rid of him. It's no different when the Michael Parsons or the CeeDee Lamb, you know the talent you had, you know you got to pay them. So why not just go ahead and make up your mind, take care of that business so we can move on to the next situation?
I mean, they said they sent a new offer. So, I mean, I'm hoping that's something they can work with and working toward that direction and figure it out. But it's a big number. It's a big number. It's a premium position. And he had a big workload. So, I mean, you got to give him that. He produced.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. It pretty much tell you what everybody does. They don't lie. But at the same time, I mean, tell me a team, in the league who's not paying their players. There are very few teams that are not paying their best players.
I mean, we pay our players. I just feel like we pay our players too early. We got to make them prove themselves because, unfortunately, in our situation, our players get paid and they just start doing the total opposite of what they've been doing. So it's like they start taking plays off and start getting injured.
So when do you pay somebody?
When?
Yeah, that's my next
question. When you prove to me that you can do it more than 1 year as the number one guy. CeeDee, I mean, last year was his first time being the guy.
But his numbers trended up the whole time.
That's because he was always the number two going into and he went to the number one guy.
But you also have to look at the player's worth to the team. Let's leave the other league players out of this. You have to look at that particular player's worth to your team. His numbers may be trended up league-wise over the last year, but you have to look what he's done for our team specifically, which he's been producing. So since he's been in the league, I mean, you can't deny that. So you have to pay your player based on his worth to your team.
Well, in the midst of all that, we can't pay everybody. So somebody gonna catch the short end of the stick.
I say pay CeeDee. CeeDee is a premium guy. You don't get number ones, bona fide number ones every day. That's not. And
if I had to choose out of the players that needs to be paid, I would probably choose CeeDee Lamb just for the simple fact that he has proven that different quarterbacks didn't really matter for him because even when Cooper Rush was in, he still produced. So I mean, I give him that.
Yeah, but he up there, man. He's respected by his peers too, man. Like his name be like up there. They're like top 3 in like every conference. I've watched a lot of wide receiver interviews, and them boys be like,
yeah, but if we pay him and that, we do do we have enough money to pay Michael Parsons?
But I mean, I think the writing on the wall for Dak. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is it though?
Yeah, I mean, it's do or die. He already know what's up. He's like, hey, this is what it is. I got to roll down. He ain't gonna lose.
And he's not the least bit concerned about it. You know why?
Nah, he ain't gonna lose. He's in a win-win.
He's in a win-win situation. He can't lose.
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of analysts too, man, and these analysts do kind of make sense. You got to realize too the people we've had around that he ain't really had no elite players to help him excel. To be honest,
And I agree with you on that, Devin. I've heard that same comment, and I
because they said individually, Dak is really the guy.
Remember, we're always looking for a number 2 wide receiver. Most of the good teams in the league already have a number 2.
Right.
That are winning. I'm sorry, that are winning.
And the year, man, think about it, the year that we did have a number 1, number 2, we got hurt.
We're still not even sure we have a number 2.
I think Cooks could be a solid number 2.
What did you just say?
You think.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
a healthy Brandon Cooks could be a solid number 2. That's the think part, because I don't know if you're gonna stay healthy.
Brandon, you're mighty quiet, brother. Let's get talking.
Cooks has been very solid when we go to him, man, and very consistent. He don't get many targets. He might get 3 a game, but he gonna get at least 2 out of them 3. He gonna come down with. It be some tough throws too.
Beat up all the targets.
Yeah, he coming through too. They CeeDee, Dak need to donate some of his salary. That's who need to sit down together at the table and talk. But look here, I'm gonna give you a big piece of this pie here. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you 20 of my million, and I'll make you 50 million a year. We split it. I get 50, you get 50.
Yeah, show me a player in the league doing that.
But I mean, think about it. If you know you're as a quarterback, think about it. Any good duos have had great longevity. Like Peyton wouldn't have been who he is without Marvin and them, and then Reggie snuck up in that thing and took it over. And
you don't ever hear referred to them two as a good duo, do you?
Heck yeah, man! Marvin Harrison.
No. I'm talking about Dak and CeeDee. You don't ever hear anybody refer to them, including themselves, as a good duo.
Man, if you go Google right now and see,
that's not what you're saying. I agree with you.
Quarterback.
I agree with you, but you don't hardly ever hear anybody voice that. You don't hear anybody say that.
No,
have you heard it like Devin?
Was that
them being the top 10 duo in the league? Top 5.
Top duo.
This past year, yeah. This past year for sure.
Very sparingly, man. Anybody refer to those two as a top duo? It's either one or the other. They either giving props to one or the other. Never together, hardly ever together.
CeeDee was on Tyreek. That's why Tyreek didn't want to sit out. Tyreek was hurt. CeeDee was on his ass.
For sure.
That boy had a season, man.
He got his bag though, didn't he?
Man, ain't
nobody talking about it. That's different though. He can beat you in so many different ways. You gotta pay somebody like that.
It's different, bro.
That man literally can take over a game.
He slipped like
without a quarterback.
A bigger Antonio Brown, man. Slick.
He got Tua paid big time.
Yeah,
so I guess
he like that though.
Tua would be unemployed if it wasn't for that man. Seriously.
I guess to bring this conversation to a close, we can all agree that CeeDee needs to be paid, correct?
Yes. Okay. Hurry up.
If I had to pick one, yeah, sure.
But how about Dak? Where you stand on Dak? It's been a minute since we talked about
it. Dak, I still stand on the same thing. He needs to play it out. As for organization, it's kind of hard for me to pay him that kind of money too, being 30 years old. I get the bar. Everybody's trying to set this bar of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, because they're older playing, but we have to be realistic. These are special type of quarterbacks. Not to say that Dak is not special, but we have to get more out of him in terms of winning those big games in order to get to that status.
Well, the longer that Dak is with us, and y'all know I've been a Dak supporter for like forever, but the longer he's with us, I come to the realization that I'm at the point now in my support of him as this being a pivotal year for him. I'm at the point for his good, for the Cowboys team and whoever else involved. I just want to see him produce this year and show that he deserved that bag. If he doesn't, I'm okay with moving on from him. based on what I hear from training camp. Well, I don't want to get into that now, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But I'm all of the mindset that this is his piss or get off the pot year.
Okay, so now you're on board. Cool.
What'd you say?
I said,
He
now
said, now
you're
you're
on
on
board.
board.
Cool.
Nah, I'm never gonna be on board with y'all. So not
Now
that.
you're on board.
But I mean, the battle has begun. I mean, I've already seen tweets on on X about the comparison about how Trey's been doing and that. Both of them threw a pick from what I saw, but it's on, man.
That threw a couple.
I'll touch on that topic later on.
That threw a couple picks. But yeah, you're right. We'll touch on it later on.
Okay, that's cool. But hey, we can go ahead and jump into it. To the camp news now. Everybody said they light on that Dak situation.
Well, we haven't talked about Mr. Parsons yet.
I ain't really been hearing much about that about him anyway in the contract. So he gonna play his out too.
You gotta play his out.
Yeah, he ain't up yet. I don't think either way. He got an extra year. He got 2 years, I think, left on his.
Yeah, not only that, he needs to show me what he's going to do at the linebacker position. Like, is that going to help us improve, or are you going to still not stop the run? Like, it's a lot of question marks with him.
Well, that's the D coordinator's job,
I think he will be exposed either in a good or a bad way this year, and that's a good thing for the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, we see Zimmerman tough, man. I like Zimmerman.
Yeah, I like Zimmerman. I mean, he's an old Cowboy coach. So
we got a good linebacker core this year, so I'm excited to see.
Overshown time.
If Overshown stay healthy, and then we brought in Kendricks. Kendricks is solid too. You know what I'm saying? It's good thing.
Yeah, he picked out. He the one picked off Dak, the coach.
I truly think too that linebacker from Notre Dame is going to be awesome too. I think he's going to stop the run.
I hope so.
So I'm very excited about the linebacker core this year. Just staying healthy, which we can go and transition into a devastating blow for us. I felt this guy probably would have been walking into a good situation this year. Sam Williams, they possibly a torn ACL. That's not good. But Mr. Nealon, he gets to prove himself early. Fortunately for us, but yeah, that was a devastating blow for us for sure.
Yeah, this supposed to been a breakout year for him for sure.
Right.
He's been showing flashes since day one, you know what I'm saying, 2 years ago. But
and he was really good on special teams, minor bonehead mistakes, but
very underrated, special teams for sure. Man, it's tough, man, to hear that, bro. And it's like
that's some tough news because he was on an upward trajectory.
Oh yeah, this was it. This was the year he had to this is riding for this season right here is big for a lot of guys this year. Make a break. They gotta come with it, man. This is their career for real. It's a crossroads. So
right.
I mean, that Dallas set the boys up like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
They got to rope that. They got to bet on themselves, man. And dang, that's tough, bro. You got to come on every day, no matter how hard, hurt or tired you are, man.
Right.
That's rough, bro.
It is tough, and I get it on the flip side of that, to why players like CeeDee Lamb and them hold out because I mean, you can go on the field, next play and stuff like that happen.
Yeah, you want to play when something like that happen to you, and if you ain't got your bag.
So for the individual, I'm all for it, but for the organization, I'm like, so
it's business, man. It's
business.
It's tough.
All right, we'll go ahead and touch off this training camp stuff here. Off the bat, let's talk about one of our favorite players. Glad to have him back, and that's DeMarvion Overshown. Reports on him, and he's back and looking good, moving extremely well, and looking like he's hitting the ground running after his injury. This is great news.
Great to hear that. That's awesome. He got a bright future.
There's also currently a battle for the backup quarterback job. Right now, neither candidate is looking particularly well. Trey Lance failing to push the ball down the field more than 5 yards at a time, and Cooper Rush making errant throws. At the present, they pretty much report that Cooper Rush has the edge right now, but not by much. Talking about offensive line, Cooper Beebe, they say is to be struggling with delivering long snaps throughout the practice, but coaches seem to want to give him the reps needed to improve.
And Dak need to be up under there anyway, and then get acquainted. Then work your way back.
Well, you know, we do what we got to do.
I mean, that's come with practice, though. I'm not really worried about that per se. By the time the season start, preseason, get him that.
Man. You got to break him in. No diddy.
Yeah, he probably, man, it's a lot, man. Not a lot to take in as a rookie.
Currently, Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tolbert are in the lead position in the competition for wide receiver 3 spot. Both turned heads on this past Thursday. Brooks snagged a couple of high point grabs along the sideline, and Tolbert made an arguably great catch over the back shoulder rainbow throw into the end zone from Dak. The battle is shaping up and seems to be heated as the training camp moves on. Comment?
Yeah, I've been hearing Dak and Tolbert's connection has been getting strong. Saying Dak looked like he trusts Tolbert. So, but you kind of saw it coming last year in camp. I don't understand why they didn't use him a lot more than the season, because Tolbert looked like a different receiver now.
I mean, you know, they were trying to show some kind of gratitude, I guess, for your boy Gallup. And of course, you paying somebody whatever his salary was, and of course you're trying to keep him in the flow of the offense. I mean, I guess I kind of understand, but I think that kind of slowed down Tolbert in terms of him growing last year. I think that kind of hurt him last year in terms of trying to give Gallup his touches, but didn't work out too well.
Gallup conversation aside, I think we can all agree that Dak needs some more weapons to be able to throw the ball to that he can trust to catch the ball. It'll improve us as a team. He needs to find somebody else besides CeeDee Lamb to be gobbling up balls. So I think we can all agree that we definitely need all the above in terms of help in the wide receiver position.
So are we going on the market, or we looking within in the locker room what we got already? We'll be drafted.
I think we need to see what we got in camp, because if we were going to market, we did that months ago.
That's true.
Hey, camp just not starting, so I mean, it's still some guys that we drafted and picked up that still got to try to prove themselves. So we got time.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because we drafted some guys who opened my eyes up, man. I was kind of curious to see how they will pan out in the camp. So
it's just the beginning, so that's what I like.
Yeah, it's early, but they got to hit the ground running.
Yeah,
for sure.
They got to establish themselves. Build that rapport with Dak real fast. Dak got everything he need. They be spending the night together. They be having pool parties, cookouts, yoga sessions. Have a chef come cook. Man, they need to get it down quick. This depends on his career right here. If it don't work out here, how bad he does is going to determine his market. You know what I'm saying? Either way, he's gonna be straight, man. He a quarterback.
Oh,
he don't want to get paid. I don't care how he looks.
We go to pay
somebody else.
You can't take away the numbers he's already produced in the league. That's going to get him another job regardless.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite players that I have a liking for is Peyton Hendershot. And let's say he's slimmed down and actually looking more like a wide receiver. And
is he transitioning?
They said it's showing on his route running. So we don't know what that may mean. So that opens up some other doors. But he said he slimmed down and looking like a wide receiver out there. So
can he block though?
Well, I mean, he never was a bad blocker.
We need tight ends to block.
I think that's why he probably slimmed down, because that way he
can down part. You gotta be able to block too.
He can block. That's why he got leapfrog. That's why all the mother boys jumped him in the depth chart.
Word is that
at one point.
True. Word is that cornerback Kalen Carson has looked good early on. He batted down a number of passes during the 7-on-7 play, and he was a key contributor in what's been a good day for a couple good days for
I
defensive
said
back.
he had good tape.
Yeah, I also heard too that they said with him and his technique, they said they really admire his technique and his ability to man up. So that's why they're really big on him.
I said that. I said that's what he did in the tape. I saw the tape.
Yes, I'm interested to see how that's going to go.
John Stevens Jr. has added much more muscle at the tight end position, where they say he needs to learn how to move with it. The hands and routes did look good, however.
Somebody had a conversation in the tight end room, apparently. You go that way. You go that way.
Apparently.
Down that hall, bro. You go down that hall, make that left.
Mozzie Smith got all the first team reps and looks comfortably over 300 pounds. That's good development, dropping some last year. So that's a good thing.
So
And it seems as though Deuce Vaughn will have a big role, particularly in the passing game, with his ability to move in the open field. I am so looking forward to see this man get on the field. I mean,
hey, he could really be a problem in the slot, though. Man, he could really be a problem.
Yeah, it's cool, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we made many attempts to do that with what's our player, Pollard.
He low to the ground. He got great footwork. He comes get out of
balance, quick, runs hard, strong.
But he'll be a problem. Like he shouldn't be able to get jammed. Like for real.
He's got
these 1 and 2 yards that we have been getting for a few years now shouldn't be a problem this year. I mean, we done brought Zeke back.
I mean, when he was healthy, he was average like 4 or 5 yards a carry. You know, right. I mean, he was tearing that thing wide open.
I mean, it really comes down to coaching on that part. So I mean, we just gotta draw the right players at the right time. I mean, it's we got the tools for that.
We got tools.
Just keep a lot of drives going for sure.
Got to use them properly, you know.
Say our boy Luke Schoonmaker is back, showing no signs of the hamstring issue that ended the season last year. He ran a good inseam route and caught a pass from Dak that shows that he's getting back to his former self. So, a pass breakup from Donovan Wilson and an interception from undrafted linebacker Jason Johnson provided some roars from the crowd. So that's all good news.
Okay.
And let's see. Dak tested the long ball multiple times with a long completion to Brandon Cooks and a deep ball to Tyron Billy Johnson amongst them.
I heard about that name right there. Yeah, his name is standing out.
Yep, he's getting a lot of reps too.
Yeah.
We need as many people catching the ball as we can get. Ball boy can catch him. We need him got there catching some too.
True.
So, but that's all I have, gentlemen, from a camp standpoint this week. I'll be keeping up with it.
Hey, that was a lot, man. Say because this is the beginning. It's just the beginning. So we got a lot more to come for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just the beginning, just getting there. Everybody ain't there. CeeDee is a big piece of this. They need to go ahead and get the number right. Get my boy in there so he can save Dak. And you know, tight end is going to be a big part of this year too.
Save Dak.
I got a question before we go on.
How don't you ask your question? Okay. It is. Yeah.
But anyhow, getting back to my question, I want to ask you guys. You guys know that Jerry Jones said we were all in, and basically we started all in. Basically, was nothing in, more or less. How do you feel now about our chances going into the season in terms of our current roster, in terms of prognosis for the future, in terms of us being able to repeat or better the record that we had this year? All the above. How do you guys feel based on our all-in approach that really turned into be nothing yet?
I mean, I feel like that all in statement, we didn't go all in. Now,
None
if
of us went in.
yeah, he didn't go in. So I just feel like it just was him just talking as usual, just hopeful. He's putting a lot of pressure on Dak for sure, considering that he's trying to get paid again, trying to stay with the Cowboys.
Dak and McCarthy. He's putting a lot on
Right,
both of them.
right. So all in, nah, we can scratch that statement. Hopeful for sure. We definitely hopeful. I mean, and that's just us as a Cowboy nation. We hopeful. We hopeful. We hope we can make something happen. So in terms of our record this year, I feel like we probably will still make the playoffs, but it's all about, like I said, the big game. Can we make the big game and win the big game? So
I
this is what
mean,
it comes down to.
Jones is pretty much saying, "Put up or shut up."
Right.
Tell me by your play what tier you on, how I'm gonna pay you. You let me know. You know what I'm saying? What numbers you put up, how far we get, you know what I'm saying, this organization. We get one and done and out, pretty much might be about it though. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you know how they say some things are best left unsaid. You know,
mhm.
he
That was that situation.
probably should have just kept that one. You know,
Right.
my thinking is this: um, with that statement, he took everybody on a major high
Mhm.
just to drop us back down right after free agency with seeing no moves, or virtually no moves. So, like I said, he probably could have kept that. Now, my feelings in terms of how the team is, um, I think we're still a good team. I'm kind of discouraged somewhat by the fact that all the teams around us in our division got better and we
Mhm.
didn't. But what is better? I mean, the Eagles got better personnel wise last year, but what did it get them? You know. So, and I mean, in terms of making those kind of moves, they're the standard bearer in terms of free agency and adding players. But what did it get them last year?
But
So
I mean, I do got to give them credit. They have been investing in, the holes that they foreseen that was coming up, in the draft or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like Sam Williams was going to be a prominent piece in filling the hole that we needed to be filled full time. Especially when like Fowler and all them boys go, like, it was a different time, but he would have been perfect for Zimmerman's defensive
Right.
scheme. But um, they just got to come with it, man.
what's the guy we picked up from Notre Dame?
I can't think of how you pronounce his name. It's what's his first? Marist.
He'll
I'm
just
gonna
have to
call
come
Mary.
out next Sam
Marist is the
Williams.
first name for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll just have to come out next Sam Williams.
If I'm gonna call Mary, I'm gonna call Mary.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's man, it's a lot gonna come from this season, man. Like we're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna take off like that line. Like the line really gonna dictate Dak's future. If the line and BB can be dominant, establish that Travis Frederick type dominance that we had once before, and Zeke can and really get loose again, it could they couldn't put something together. They could.
The
And they could also too.
line plus some wide receiver
No,
action.
CD got to be on top of
Yeah,
that
we need
situation.
more
For
than
sure.
CD.
If CD ain't in it, hell,
We need more than CD.
hey,
CD gonna get it.
we
You ain't
need
got
to
to
watch
worry.
college
CD
football.
gonna get his.
We need to watch
He gonna get
Colorado. We need to be like, hey, Sador looking good. Looking real good.
Hey,
She probably on the sideline.
we need other wide receivers
Possibility.
to step up. They're gonna have to step up. Dak is not gonna be able
Trade
to
up,
put
get
his
traded.
team on
Hey,
without
what I
somebody.
didn't know about Tyler Guyton was he said originally he played tackle. He said he got moved to guard. He said, but his original position is tackle. So when I heard him say that,
Guyton.
I was very big on that. I was like, oh, didn't know that.
I
So
mean, it's good flexibility. We love flexibility. We always be kicking cats inside and out. So
he
that's
said he
good.
been working. He said he been working.
Mm.
I'm gonna love to see where he got to go. Like he might be a good replacement.
Dak
And he's 6'8". I did not know he was 6'8".
Dak really depending on him too.
for sure.
But he got a lot of potential. He moved very well for his size, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very well. I'm very impressed. You got to get them hands right and that technique, bro.
6'8", but I know he got some long arms.
Yeah, man. You
As
got
long as we still got our all pro offensive lineman in the middle of that line, I'm encouraged by whoever's there because he's the key. He's the teacher, and he's gonna be a big part of the success of seeing that these new guys, young guys, are getting where they need to be and getting there quickly. So it's good to have him as a glue still.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna sign off. We thank y'all for joining us again for another great session with these Dennis boys. We'll be in touch with y'all real soon, man. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and share the word, man. We're trying to keep this thing going and growing.
Yes, indeed. Hey, long season. This is the beginning. Let's get it.
Hey, we've got much to talk about. We have a schedule we haven't discussed, and a whole lot of things that's coming up, forthcoming. More talk about the training camp, our future in terms of free agency. So we'll be discussing all that right here.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Signing out.
Deuces.